Morning, welcome back. Okay, look, I know I said I didn't want to be that Asian guy that only talks about Asian topics on my channel, but you know what they say, good things come in threes, or trilogies. This is my conclusion to my thesis, influencers. What the heck, man? Oh, and quick mention, if you prefer listening to me while working or driving, my videos now come in audio form. Search Edvasian on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you'll see me there, but only with your ears. You do get the full experience with video, cause I can put Subway Surfers here and dopamine-inducing images for you visual learners out there, but the option for audio only is there for anyone interested. Tourism is a pretty neat concept. Things would get dull fast if we had to stay on the same piece of rock we were born on for the rest of our lives. We're really just living on a bunch of different stones floating in some water. There's cold rocks with Tim Hortons, hot rocks with Dunkin' Donuts, rocks with giant spiders and kangaroos brawling in the streets. The world's got a lot to offer. And if you can't travel for whatever reason, at least you can watch travel influencer content, showcasing all the highlights of being a tourist in a new country. Like the food you can eat, the places you can go, and all the go-karts you can ride while dressed as a Mario character. That's what I like to see when I'm doing research on a place I've never been to. Just people doing typical tourist activities that I can also do. And then there's the other side of travel content. Influencers forgetting how to act once they step off the plane. Camera app first. To be a tourist, doing yoga at a place of worship in Japan. Don't you want to visit a cool advanced society where you can do whatever you want for the sake of content without anyone bothering you? It's like there's some sort of magical force field around this foreigner, preventing the civilians of this country from walking up to her and saying, "Oh my god, time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner." I don't feel very safe here, but at least we can protect ourselves. Thanks to our sponsor, CyberGhost VPN. In the words of Fergie, you're so 2000 and late if you're not using a VPN in the year 2024. Or something like that. Just like how a virtual private network, aka a VPN, protects you from all the hackers and trackers on the internet. With over 38 million users, excellent Trustpilot ratings, CyberGhost makes protecting your data super simple. Available on Windows, Mac, Android, and many other platforms. Once CyberGhost gets to work, your IP address is hidden and all your online activities will be encrypted. No one can see what you've been up to, along with CyberGhost themselves because of their strict no-logs policy. You only need one subscription to get up to 7 devices protected. You can even share with family and friends. Plus their 45-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 customer support makes it all risk-free. No one else gets my heart racing when I find good deals shopping online. And CyberGhost VPN is a big help with that. It's really easy to use. Choose one of the 100 countries they're offering and unlock any content that's blocked in your region. It's that simple. You can find new games to play, bypass geo restrictions on YouTube content. In just 2 clicks, you can refresh and get up to 40% more content from streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. Start protecting yourself today by clicking the link in the description to get 84% off a CyberGhost subscription. Plus, you get 4 months for free, making it only $2.03 a month. After seeing how entire careers can just materialize from a 10-second clip of a country accent being freaky, and how seemingly easy it can be to become a famous internet celebrity overnight, this way of thinking has given birth to some pretty clout-hungry individuals. I get it, we're all just trying to survive and pay our bills, but do it without being a menace to others. I'm sure you've seen that genre of content creators whose sole purpose is to farm engagement no matter the cost. Whether it's from fake rage bait scenarios, insane takes on sensitive topics, or endangering the lives of everyone around you. We got kick streamers crashing their expensive cars, brushing it off like it was only a $3 Hot Wheel, and then proceed to film their concussed passenger stumbling out of the car for content. I know Grand Theft Auto 5 is a very fun game to roleplay nowadays, but not like this. At some point, these influencers started making their way overseas after running out of ideas and people to bother. Just like geese when it gets cold, and they've eaten all the food. It's the natural cycle of migration, except these geese have 2020's TikTok perms and ridiculously large camera gear ready to shove in strangers' faces. If they can get away with all these shenanigans in their own country, of course they'll start treating tourism as a fun plaything and a means to an end for their content. And when they step foot in another country, you're gonna see the entitlement in full action. Are you even an influencer if you're not doing your daily 10K steps to the top of a historic Mayan pyramid, doing a little jig for the audience, and just like the fake Reddit stories, everybody stood up and wait, never mind, everyone stood up, booed, and threw water bottles. Oopsies, got those mixed up. Are you people scared of getting cursed by supernatural entities when messing around with ancient civilizations? The last time I checked, they don't have social media in the afterlife. They have all the time in the world to haunt you. Like, how inconvenient would that be? Sorry girl, I can't make it out tonight. This demon followed me home and is being a real bitch about the dishes. But yeah, the entitlement starts even before boarding the flight, with influencers flexing their follower count to hotels in attempt to get free accommodations, with all expenses paid meals and spa treatments. And don't worry, these are serious business people. Of course they'll make it worth your while, with the promise of exposure and maybe a tag photo. Damn, not even a dedicated post, only a maybe? Talk about stingy. During the earlier years of the influencer economy, this might have worked. But times are tough now. Exposure doesn't pay the bills like it used to, and these poor, hardworking hotels need to eat too. Not to mention the interesting trend of treating airport security as a cute photo op moment. Aw. If your airport tray isn't aesthetic and Instagram worthy, then why are you even alive? Oh, don't mind me, just projecting how I feel when I see someone with a perfect curated life online. La Guardia Aeroport. Oop, went French for a second. LaGuardia in New York? No offense to that airport, but if you take your eyes off your tray for even a second, there's a high chance an army of raccoons are making off with all your belongings. They literally have fingers and built-in burglar masks. Honey, we eating good tonight. Sambas and Nintendo Switches are on the menu. You know what? If you do this in a way that's not inconveniencing anyone, that's fine. But I'm telling ya, watch out for those furry bandits. They've stolen enough belongings that they now have a preference for Louis Vuitton and Gucci. So what's the Asian thing we're focusing on today? Well, you've probably noticed how East Asian media and trends have gone super popular on social media nowadays. It's enticing people to want to travel there. I've never been to East Asia myself, which should change by next year. So I appreciate the content that people make sharing their experiences there. And one thing I've learned is that the value of politeness in Japan, especially with how you conduct yourself in a public setting, is quite different compared to North American standards. One of the most common things you'll hear about Japanese people are that they're very polite and respectful to everyone. Not really sure what happens behind closed doors, but face to face, being well-mannered in front of people is part of the culture. And it seems as though these public nuisance influencers have caught on to that and are making Japan their new content farm, basically taking advantage of the culture for their own benefit. Being a public nuisance is generally frowned upon in most, if not all places. When you take public transport in Japan, the expectation is that you keep to yourself, keep the noises to a minimum, and don't bother anyone around you. I wouldn't even classify this as a region-exclusive thing. In the words of the Queen, it's just proper etiquette, bruv. The bar is so low, it's just a hole in the ground, covered in trash. The last thing you want to do is cause a scene on a Japanese bullet train. What's that noise? Kinda sounds like a 5'5" ethnically mixed man belting. Uh-oh. Can you turn it down a bit? There's a baby crying over there. You've woken up the baby! But guys, look at all the Japanese people just sitting there, not saying anything. They're not bothered at all, just enjoying the show. Look, they even started laughing. Well, there's something called I'm nervous and feel uncomfortable. Just gonna smile and nod and hopefully diffuse the situation. Please don't talk to me. Being obnoxiously loud on public transport isn't normal behavior you'd see in Japan. Other than these dancing people, everyone's following the rules of being respectful and keeping to yourself. Even the Asian rats are sitting there quietly, waiting for their stop. Who am I kidding? Japan doesn't have rats that ride the subway. They're already at their corporate 9-to-5s, wearing their little Cheddar Klein business suits. Last year, a YouTuber went viral for making a video titled, I traveled across Japan for free, where he avoids paying the train fare by hiding in the bathroom, faking that he's sick, and then proceeds to take advantage of kind civilians by begging for money, which they ended up giving to him.
And now it's time to teach you how to get the train for free. So I'm entering the train and I will find the toilet and go straight to the toilet. Here is the bathroom. I will just lock myself the whole time in the bathroom.
Well, at least he paid for his meal at the hotel. Nope. Turns out he also snuck into a hotel buffet and helped himself to a free meal. Nothing quite like breaking a handful of laws when visiting a new country for content. He has since apologized with a, "Hello, beautiful people! I apologize to the Japanese people if we made them feel bad. That was not our goal." So, what now? This is the same energy as an arsonist apologizing after burning down the wrong thing. "Hello, beautiful yous. Sorry I burnt down the children's hospital when I only meant to set fire to 3 houses. That was not my goal." You know that saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. When visiting another country, you should try your best to follow the customs of the people there. You're essentially a guest in someone's house. Japan actually relies a lot on tourists for their economy. After raking in $10.8 billion in the first quarter of 2024, tourism became their second biggest export behind cars. Unsurprisingly, that has led to over-tourism, where Japanese people are starting to dislike tourists because of their bad behavior. You got people being disrespectful at places where acting goofy is the last thing you want to do. But as long as they get content for their socials, right? This is a catch-22 situation. The crazier the content in a foreign country, the more views he'll get, making potential tourists think, hey, I want to go to Asia and do that. Also, good for the economy, but at what cost? Seeing popular influencers act like this is normalizing this behavior, and in our social media-driven society, the base assumption is that if you're not posting the things you do online, then we're gonna assume you don't do anything, which is kind of crazy. What happened to privacy? Asia has a lot of social media-worthy moments that are fine on their own. No need for all the theatrics. Doing too much will get you a little bit of extra attention, but not in the way you think. This is also causing regular, well-behaved tourists to get a bad rep as well. I would say that the majority of tourists are normal. They're probably not making videos of themselves doing pull-ups on a sacred Shinto gate for TikTok. There must have been a really big jump in obnoxious tourists coming to visit, because these random Japanese civilians made the sign teaching them how to act. And based on vibes, I feel like Google Translate did a lot of the heavy lifting here. Zombie traveler proliferation alert! Stop using English. Japanese people also have privacy. What are you guys doing? You are a pervert and a stalker. Don't block our path. Japanese trains are a meditation space. Oh, slam poetry? I kinda get it now. Okay, little aggressive, especially with the, "What are you guys doing?" If you actually zoom in and read what he wrote, his heart's in the right place. He just wants to make sure tourists know the rules. See, look at the very bottom row. Aww. And all of this brings us to the final boss of the worst tourist in the world. No, I'm not gonna say the name because that's what they want. Let's just call them Julie Schmooly. This streamer from the streaming platform Kick is known to be a public nuisance, specifically in Asian countries, where he would taunt people with inflammatory statements, trespass on private property, pour out his instant noodle water on the floor. A quarter of this video could have just been me listing off all of his horrible antics.
No. Look here. 이거. I eat the ramen. Very good. I go. Okay, sure. I'm gonna eat the ramen. It's me, yeah, what's up? I got a problem with you, bro. Yeah? Yeah. My wife is Japanese. Okay. You go over there insulting people like that. You know how many people died from Hiroshima joking about that shit? No. So why are you joking about it? At one point, he proudly states he was only acting this way for attention and views. I believe after he was brought into police custody, he was only fined and kicked out of Japan. People weren't too happy seeing how he essentially got away scot-free after all the things he did. But when Julie Schmooly tried acting like this in South Korea, the police professionally said this he is going to jail. And currently he's facing up to 10 years in prison along with a travel ban that doesn't let him leave South Korea. To quote one of the founders of Lunchly, "It's all about the respect." Then proceeds to film one of the worst things imaginable. Chasing views and clout is making everyone think they're the main character wherever they go, especially in foreign places, where the culture makes it hard for regular civilians to approach people being nuisances. You really do forget how to act in real life when you spend 8 hours a day chronically online. If I spend more than 2 days without leaving my house, my social skills start shriveling up like an old bag of salad I forgot. Sure, take a vacation, go traveling, and experience new things, but keep in mind, you can't actually touch the grass when you're
they're holding 2 phones in each hand, one with TikTok playing and the other with TikTok playing. And if you want to triple the brain rot and give it to the next yourself, give this video a like so the YouTube algorithm knows you had a pleasant time here. If I get anything less than a 5-star review, my supervisor's gonna be so mad. Hey, don't forget to click the link in the description to grab your CyberGhost VPN discount. At just $2.03 a month, protect your data online and get access to geo-log content on the internet. Check out CyberGhost VPN and try them out risk-free. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.